Welcome to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really cutting through the noise, focusing on some pretty significant news coming out of the small cap mining sector. We're pulling this directly from the source material.
That's right. Think of this as, your direct line to the data points that actually matter. We're not getting lost in generalizations today. We're drilling down into the hard numbers, the specific grades, the widths, the results from drilling and sampling that just hit the wire. Stuff that really, gives investors something solid to chew on. Our mission here is basically to pull out those key operational facts, fast and clear.
Exactly. It's about spotting the breakthroughs, the developments signaled by these headlines. And we've got 3 key updates right here. So let's jump into the first one. First up is Aftermath Silver Ltd. They trade on the TSXV venture, symbol AAG, also on the OTCQX as AAGFF. The headline grabbing attention today, Aftermath Silver strikes high-grade silver at Berenguela Project in Peru. Sounds promising.
Oh, it is. And the numbers behind it are, they're strong. This is from their Phase 2 drilling. The real eye-catcher is hole AFD 130. It came back with an exceptional 1,174 grams per ton silver over 7.1 meters.
1,174 grams over 7 meters? That's huge.
It really is. And importantly, that high-grade intercept was actually part of a much longer section in the same hole. We're talking 35.55 meters, grading 322 grams per ton silver. And it also included some decent copper and manganese credits, which we should touch on.
Okay, definitely. And there was another hole, too.
Yes, hole AFD 129, also solid, 12.35 meters, hitting 302 grams per ton silver, again with those, base metal and critical metal credits alongside.
All right, so let's unpack the why this matters part. You hit grades like 1,174 gram, that's fantastic in itself. But the context, you're saying these results point towards potential resource expansion at Berenguela.
Precisely. And you mentioned the copper and manganese, that's vital. These are designated critical metals, crucial for the whole clean energy transition. Adds a strategic layer.
And the project itself, Peru, right. Good location.
Yeah, well located in Peru. You've got existing infrastructure, nearby road, rail, power. That's a massive plus for any potential mine development down the line.
Okay, and they're already working on updating the resource estimate to include these hits.
They are. It's underway. And another key point, the mineralization seems to be near surface. That makes it potentially amenable to open pit mining. Generally, that means lower potential costs.
Makes sense.
And what's really insightful, technically speaking, is that these hits, especially that really high-grade one, are actually extending the known mineralization outside the edges of their previous 2023 resource model, specifically up in the central north area. So it's not just confirming, it's potentially adding high-value material.
So growing the deposit.
Potentially, yes. And Aftermath is in a good spot here. They've got the option for 100% ownership, just one final payment needed. Now, sure, there are technical things to sort out, like dealing with some old historic workings, which they say they're accounting for, and proving up the metallurgy for the manganese. But that test work is ongoing. Hitting these kinds of silver grades plus the critical metals in new areas, that's a big step in de-risking the project's potential scale.
You can definitely hear that confidence from the CEO, Ralph Rushton. He's quoted saying, our latest round of results have expanded the known mineralization into areas outside of the previous resource model in the central north area. We'll be incorporating the latest results into a revised mineral resource estimate, which is currently underway. Straight to the point.
Exactly. That quote nails it. Turning exploration wins into a bigger, quantifiable resource. Finding grade and width outside the known zone, that's how you grow.
So for you listening to this news, why should a result like 1,174 laterites silver, especially outside the model and with critical metals, make you want to look deeper?
Well, it boils down to the potential for adding significant high-grade near-surface tons, plus that strategic value from the critical metals. If that upcoming resource estimate confirms this expansion, it could really change the project's economics. Definitely something to watch. Okay, great analysis. Let's shift gears. Second piece of breaking news today. This one comes from Opus One Gold Core. They're on the TSX venture, symbol OOR. Their headline reads, Opus One Gold hits high-grade interval at Noyell Project in Québec, promising 5.57 kt gold over 8.4 meters, signals strong continuity at depth. Right, so focus shifts to gold now, and Québec. Noyell Project, that's in the Abitibi belt, elephant country for gold deposits. The key number here comes from hole NO2506. It hit 5.57 grams per ton gold over 8.4 meters.
0.4 meters, okay.
And crucially, they specified the true width 6.6 meters. True width is what really counts for resource calculations. It tells you the actual thickness. This hit was about 200 meters vertically below surface. And significantly, it's 90 meters below another high-grade intercept they reported earlier.
Okay, 90 meters below a previous hit. Now that's interesting from an exploration viewpoint, right? Hitting similar grade and thickness that much deeper.
Exactly. It speaks directly to the continuity of the mineralization in their Zone 1 at Noyell, proving that gold continues not just sideways, but down deep. That's absolutely critical when you're aiming for a maiden resource estimate.
That first official calculation of how much gold might be there.
Precisely. Getting repeatable results like this, especially in the upper part of the zone, gives them the data they need to define that potential resource with more confidence.
And being in Quebec helps too, I imagine.
Absolutely. Tier 1 jurisdiction. Good infrastructure, skilled workforce, stable regulations, all big ticks for investors.
Now, they were transparent about another hole too.
Yeah, they mentioned a deeper hole, NO25R5. It hit weaker mineralization, 1.14 galeotate over 1.0 meter. Shows the natural variability you find in exploration. But the main story, the focus, is clearly demonstrating that continuity in the upper part of Zone 1.
The CEO, Louis Morin, seemed pretty positive. His quote was, "We continue to be encouraged by the mineralized intervals returned from the upper portion of Zone 1. Grades are good, true thicknesses are good, and continuity is good as well. The Noyell Project is taking on a whole new dimension."
That quote really captures it. How results like these start to change the perception of the project's potential scale. Consistency builds confidence for defining that resource.
So thinking about this from your perspective, watching Opus One, how does hitting gold 90 meters below a previous intercept impact that upcoming resource estimate?
Well, it provides really critical geometric data. It helps them confidently connect the dots and outline a potentially mineable zone down to that depth. It gives a much clearer picture of the project's potential size and value than, say, just surface work or a few scattered shallow hits would.
Makes sense. Data points connecting vertically.
Exactly. And worth noting, the source material mentions they'll be at the Mining Investment Event of the North in Quebec City in early June. So an opportunity there to maybe chat with management directly.
Good tip. Okay, final update for today. Let's look at Ashley Gold Corp. They trade on the CSE, symbol ASHL. Headline is, Ashley Gold reports up to 20.2 gram gold from surface sampling at Howie Project high-grade results strengthen exploration outlook in Ontario's prolific greenstone belt. Surface sampling this time.
Yeah, back to gold, but focused on surface work now at their Howie Project in northwestern Ontario. And they found some really high-grade stuff right on surface. The standout number is 20.2 grams per ton gold over 0.8 meters. This came from a channel sample, number 346559.
Channel sample, so that's cutting a continuous line across the rock, more representative than just grabbing a single rock.
Exactly. Gives you a better idea of grade over a specific width. They also reported another one, 5.74 gram gold over 0.6 meters, and other anomalous values nearby. Seems like the zone is expanding at surface, and this built on previous high-grade grab samples they found like up to 26 gram earlier this year and even 53 grams back in 2022. So there's a history of high grades here.
Wow, 20.2 grain D at surface. That's got to be exciting for them. It's strong validation, right? Confirms significant gold is right there. And I guess this really sets the stage for their next big step, which would be drilling.
Absolutely. This surface work is laying crucial groundwork, giving them confidence and targets for their maiden drilling campaign. Because ultimately, drilling is the only way to know what's going on underneath.
See if those surface grades continue at depth.
Precisely. And the project's in a good area, northwestern Ontario's Greenstone Belt, known for gold. Good access, near infrastructure. Ticks those boxes too.
You mentioned the Katisha zone. That's where these samples are from.
Yes. And geologically, it's showing the right signs, the indicators for gold in these types of belts. They even point out some geological similarities to a nearby project, Dynasty Gold's Thundercloud, which already has a defined resource, kind of provides a potential model or analog for what Howie might become.
Interesting comparison. And they're doing geophysics now to help target the drilling.
That's right. 3D geophysical surveys are underway. That helps them see underground, refine where to put those first drill holes for their permitted 13-hole program. Plus, they mentioned finding a new mineralized outcrop while doing some recent stripping work, which visually extends the zone they're planning to test. More surface evidence.
You can definitely feel the momentum building. The CEO, Darcy Christian, said, the high-grade assays of up to 20.2 Jury 2 confirm the Howie Project's potential to host significant mineralization. We're excited to advance with IP work and our first drilling campaign to define what could be a major new asset.
And the president, Noah Kamavli, added something similar. Mechanical stripping has revealed new mineralized zones at surface. We expect to provide further guidance soon. Shows things are moving.
Yeah, that step from finding it on surface to planning the drills, that's a really key phase for any exploration story. De-risking, essentially.
It is. It's where potential starts to meet proof.
So thinking about Ashley Gold in this news, what does finding 20 grams per ton gold right at surface really tell you about a project's ultimate potential? And why is that maiden drill program the absolute critical next step for you to watch?
Well, high-grade surface samples are fantastic indicators. They tell you the right geological processes happen there. But they don't tell you about size or depth. That upcoming drill program, that's the test. That's what will show if that surface potential translates into something substantial underground, something with tons and ounces. Surface showings are the smoke. Drilling looks for the fire.
Great analogy. Okay, so there we have it. A pretty rapid, but I think focused deep dive into some key breaking news in the small cap mining world today. We've seen high-grade hits from Aftermath, signs of continuity and depth from Opus One, and exciting surface results setting up drilling for Ashley Gold.
Yeah, and each piece of news provides you, the listener, with specific actionable data points. Those grades, those widths, the stock symbols, the project locations. These are concrete starting points, compelling reasons perhaps to dig deeper and do your own homework on these specific opportunities.
Definitely food for thought. And as you consider news like this, maybe a final question to mull over. In this world of exploration, how much does one really high-grade drill hole or even a string of great surface samples truly tell you about the ultimate scale and economic potential of a project? What needs to happen next? What are you watching for from companies like these before you see more than just an intriguing possibility? Is it step-out drilling? Resource modeling? What confirms the potential in your eyes?
Something to consider.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope this look at today's breaking headlines helps inform your own research journey.